So this is part 2 on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all how my sit-down ear was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume, because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that
her stinking up a public restroom is nasty work. That's diabolical. The fact that you walking around with Febreze because your ass stink. And you middle-aged. Like, what's she, 35, 36, 30? Like, what we doing, man?
BBL really ruined my life. I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got...
Who you listening to? If the man having sex with you and he telling you that shit stinking, who gonna tell you it's not? Other than either you directly or somebody else you sleeping with. How you listen to a group of people that ain't in the same bed or house with you?
At the BBL, when I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like... So this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do something. Part 3 on how I got my BBL surgically removed because my sit-down one was stinking real bad. So I deleted part 1 because there were so many people in the comments talking shit how y'all are doing now. So I deleted part 1 and I made part 2 because there was some people in the comments that wanted to know more. BBL stink, do you hear me? And it's not coming from the vagina or the beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in your butt, okay? There's people in the comments saying, oh, you wasn't washing up right. Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It fucking stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink.
That shit like gangrene, bro. Their bodies are literally rejecting it and nobody else cares. I heard a bunch of women like die from this stuff. And nobody cares as long as they can reach the aesthetic. But the fact that you walk around smelling like gangrene is diabolical.
And if it's not healing properly and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay? Now, my BBL been removed for the past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good, but they fucking stink. Stay away from them.
What the hell y'all did? What the hell y'all? What the hell he Barry? What the hell he Burton? What the hell he Bron James? What the hell he Cyrus?
I wasn't expecting my video to blow up like it did, but I have a lot of women angry with me. They are reporting me. They're commenting nasty things. I'm just about to delete everything and go about my business, because when I say this is crazy, it's like they removed the sound from my other video. I wasn't saying anything, but I guess I did not fit their narrative. They're not happy about my experience. That's pretty much what I was saying. They denied that. They said they're not putting my sound back up. So the crazy part is so many women pissed off at me. I don't even know who to start to block so they could start reporting me. They're just coming at a rapid pace. So I'm done, y'all. I'm just like, I didn't know people was going to get mad like this. I just thought I was sharing experience, but
Yo, one thing she said that's true. I remember when C19 first hit and we was on YouTube, they would YouTube itself would make sure that whatever you were saying could be vetted by the science that could back it based on what was being released. Otherwise, they would say you were spreading misinformation. So this was probably easy to report because there's a bunch of women with BBL saying that this is not what happened to me from my surgery. She's spreading misinformation. But it's a shame that like the TikToks and the Instagrams don't do the due diligence. At least on YouTube, you can literally say, give me a human to review this footage, in which case they'll listen to it like, oh, this is not egregious, and then they'll monetize it again. But these platforms, they kind of just hinge on whatever the reporter says, you know, and you don't really get a good chance to disprove it. You kind of get to select on a drop down list, which I think is a travesty.
I'm done. This BBL trap don't play. Hey y'all, I just want to hop on here real quick, clear up some confusion, and answer a few frequently asked questions. When I said all BBLs stink, what I should have said was, if your body rejects the procedure and your scars are not healing, it do have a smell. There's a lot of women in my comments saying, oh, I had a BBL and my BBL don't smell. The fact of the matter is, immediately after procedure, when you're experiencing the drainage do have a smell. So if your body rejects the procedure and it's the constant leaking and unhealed scars, yes, it's going to smell, and that's just facts. And of course, everyone's body is different and everyone's body reacts to the procedure differently. So I was speaking on my experience from my point of view that my body rejected the procedure, and with the constant leakage and drainage, it smelled horrible. You know, even with me covering the scars with, you know, different dressings to try to soak up the leakage, with it being constant like that, it gives off a horrible smell. And I also have several women in my inbox sharing their story. Something similar happened to them also. And if they are comfortable with me sharing their story with y'all, I will.
The paper plate is nasty work. It's like we be telling on ourselves with little things, right? You chefed it up. You definitely was sparing the cheese for the bottom, the middle, because you needed it for the top and all that. And then the paper plate. Golly, man. Shout out to Philly, you know? Now, the thing about the leakage thing, I think that we can all agree that makes sense. You ever had you ever had a burn mark and then it'll kind of bubble up? Or you ever had a pimple back in the day and you had to burst it? And I know that sounds crazy, pause. But you can there's a little bit of a twinge to it. So now you multiply that by 1,000 with an open wound that's healing and constantly pushing out the additional fluid. Now, if that don't stop leaking, then what she's saying seemingly makes common sense, right? If you had even a similar experience to a lesser degree.
Here to tell my story, if that makes any sense. So this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, you know, to do something. So first, let me say, my boyfriend at the time did not want me to get the procedure done, but I insisted. Me and my sister went to get the procedure done together. And before I got the procedure done, I joined the group on Facebook. It was like a support group. Different women that got it, that's in relationships, just for, you know, to talk about it. So a lot of women in the group was pretty much saying, when you get it, your boyfriend is going to be jealous, so just keep it out on that. So when he was telling me it was smelly down there, I was going to the group saying, he's saying it's smelly down there. They was basically telling me to ignore him. He's jealous, but he'll eventually come around.
The thing that is so crazy to me is the man that you sleeping with, you saying boyfriend at your big age at that. But the man that you sleeping with is telling you, hey, you don't need that. I F with you just how you are, right? But that's disregarded. And then we wonder, like, who are you doing it for? People say it's for self, but you understand that it grabs the attention of others, right? If you saw a picture of this lady, she not like a thin lady. You know what I'm saying? So we just wondering, like, what is it for? Are you wanting to grab unnecessary attention? I think that's a legitimate conversation or question to have. Now, the women in the group who probably don't have a man and definitely don't have a husband telling her, oh, he gonna be jealous of you, shut the that's what be, I swear, single people, in this case, single women be keeping women single. And now she ignoring everything the man's saying, and then this happens.
So me and my sister got the procedure done at the same time. So at first, man's was healing up good. It was healing normal. So was my sister's. And I would ask her, is you healing well? She would tell me, yeah. I was healing well maybe the first 6 to 7 weeks. But after that, it kept on leaking and kept on draining. I was asking my sister how hers was doing. She said she was not leaking or draining. Mine's would close up, but then like a day or two later, it would start leaking again. So I used to put gauze and dressings on it to support the leakage while I may have been outside or out and about. So that's why I had it for a year with the leakage, because there would be points that it would close up, or I would think it was closed up fully, but it wasn't. So one day me and my boyfriend was about to do something, and he just was like, I cannot take the smell anymore. And he broke up with me and he left. And that was pretty much that. But he was telling me for months. But me listening to the women in a group thinking they knew what they was talking about, it kind of messed everything up for me.
They projected on her, right? They projected on her dumb ass. Talking about this, what my man said, because he was jealous or what? You know what I mean? You look ridiculous. You walk around looking like an ant. That's how the majority of them look. They are unappealing, generally speaking, especially when they start to disrobe. You feel me? So the other thing is, right, and I'm not trying to clown shorty, but what about your teeth? That seems a lot less invasive, and it's an instant impact. I would argue teeth let you know somebody's priorities. If you have the money to get a procedure, to get something operated on, is the key. And if she's able to get a BBL, then she could have definitely got them braces or that Invisalign. But it's just like priorities. It's just weird to me. I feel like, and I'm saying feel, that like this matters more, right? A woman with beautiful straight teeth, it's almost like, oh, you definitely got a dad. Ain't no dad letting their little daughter walk around with no fucked up teeth. That's my prognosis. If she got straight teeth, if she invested in her teeth, she definitely got a dad, bro.
It even got to the point I was wearing jeans in the summertime because it was an embarrassment even looking at it. I'm going to upload the picture right here.
I'm trying to figure out what we doing, man. Where are the priorities at? And number one, especially, don't listen to people who want you to be in the same predicament as them. That's the obvious case here. They got a support group for people, for women who injecting shit in their ass to get an ass that the Most High didn't give them. I'm sure you got other qualities that you can accentuate with much less effort. You know, she got the teeth and all that. You could definitely work out. You'd be surprised what you can enhance based on what the Most High gave you. But instead, we shooting shots in our ass, looking like a beetle, running around looking like an ant, and think we're going to get better results. And then saying men are jealous because you got a BBL. It's unwarranted and unwanted attention, right? Generally speaking. And you think people looking at you for a reason they ain't. You look crazy, beloved. Stevie Wonder could see that ain't yours. It looks unnatural as hell. Priorities, man. Priorities. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'm out.